Hi, and welcome to another episode of How To with Melissa's Magical Creations. I'm Kathleen, and I am going to do something a little different today. I am a gardener. I like to grow my own vegetables. I'm trying to work on growing my own fruit. I do my own herbs, and I like, of course, to do things for the inside of the house. I want to actually convert one of the rooms in the basement into a growing room so that I can grow things all year round. But until I'm able to do that, I have to, of course, wait on the seasons. Well, it is February, the last day of February 2020. So today is February 29th, 2020. And what I'm going to do is a lot of times when you are going to have an outside garden, especially with, fruits and vegetables and herbs, you need things to already be started. So this is the time when you do seedlings. Of course, I love to get the ones from the store where they're already started, they're strong, they're healthy. But I also want to try my hand at doing it myself. So this is a way to recycle and reuse a lot of the things that you have around the house. Egg cartons. Now, normally I get the large box because I have a very large family. I get a really large box. Either it has 60 or 92 in the box. So this time, though, someone threw away the trays inside, which were the cardboard. That's what I like to use because I can just cut them as the seedlings get bigger and put them directly into the ground. But I still have some egg cartons. These are the styrofoam ones. So with the styrofoam ones, they last a lot longer than the cardboard ones. They don't break down. But this is an 18 count egg carton. I'm just going to use this, and as soon as I need to put these seedlings into the ground, I'll just gently take them out, each one, wipe it down, put it away. I'll use it again for next season, or to do another set of seedlings, because some things you can grow and rotate your crop, put new ones down after you've harvested one set. You can start a seedling, start the seedlings when the other ones are almost ready to be harvested, and then you could put the seedlings down into the ground to get that crop again for the next set of growing cycle. Well, the next growing cycle that's still within the season. But this is what I'm going to have to do this time. What I do is I cut the top off. Now, if this was cardboard, I'd cut the top off, put some holes in it, and then, if anything were to drain, it would drain right inside the tray. No mess. But I'm going to use this as just something to stabilize. And what I've done is I'm just going to show you with peppers and tomatoes. Pretty much this is how you're going to do all of it. So if you have other things, other than peppers and tomatoes, I plan on doing zucchini, yellow squash, green beans, Brussels sprouts. There's a couple other things I was looking at. I would love to do corn, but I don't have enough space for corn, because with corn you need more than just like one little row or just a few plants. You need like a little square foot area, so you would need so many square feet just so that you can grow many rows and they can populate each other so that they grow healthy and you get big ears of corn. So I'm not going to do that yet until I get my backyard together. But for right now, I have this. If you can see, I wrote a little line here and a little line here, and it's just to let you know that half is one kind of plant, the other half is the other kind of plant. On the bottom, I have written P and T, so that lets me know this half is peppers, this half is for tomatoes. That's it. Now, of course, not every single seed is going to germinate, which is fine, but for the ones that do, those are the ones that I would stake out. You know, I'm going to get some stakes so that they can grow. I'm going to get the support system so that they have support, they can grow. I don't have to worry about them falling over, getting any kind of funguses or anything because they hit the ground. So this is how I'm going to start it. I have my dirt, my potting soil. Whenever I do seedlings, I use potting soil. Now, my sister would be laughing, is singing a little potting soil thing because, you know, she doesn't use potting soil when she does her outside garden. She just uses dirt. Well, she just uses dirt. But it's fine. Harriet is not here, and she might not be watching. But I'm going to just put this in here. Make sure you fill up each little compartment. I'm going to get the sticks out. And then I will water after I have put the seeds in. Now for this, I'm only going to use 1 seed per compartment because I want them to germinate. And when I put them into the ground, I'm actually going to put probably 2 or 3 plants together so that they can strengthen within each other. Whichever one isn't, you know, strong enough will just die, but it will decompose in the earth, and they'll be able to help the other that did survive. So that's what I'll do once they're in the earth. But when you are doing it for a starter, it's 1 per compartment. So I'm just going to do this really quickly. I should have had this part done before I got this going, but I'm not going to worry about it. But let's get this. Get some more in here. It does take a while. Well, not a while, but a lot. It's more dirt than you think. And be very careful not to make a mess, because then you got to clean it up. And I don't like doing that. So I try not to make a mess to begin with. So I'm just, again, I'll show you as soon as it's finished with the dirt portion. I'm just going to get this going. I am going to do this for my herbs too. Those can start because I do want large herbs. For my herbs, I usually put them into pots. That way I can bring them in a house and hopefully they last for a while in the house once the growing season is over. So let me just do this. It doesn't have to be completely equal. I mean, it just really and truly doesn't. But you want to get it as, you know, as even as you can. I am going to have to clean up this little area once I'm done because I've got a couple spots where the dirt is. So that's fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, got this going. I think I am done with the dirt. Let's see. Now I've got a bamboo skewer. I love the bamboo skewers. I'm telling you, they are so versatile. I use them for so many things. Mixing wax, mixing in the oils for my wax, for my shea butters, for my hair creams, things like that, facial creams. But all right, so hopefully this should be enough. Now, of course, it'll smooth and even out when you water it, but let me get the bamboo and just Make sure you don't have to worry about any little rocks. Of course, whenever you get potting soil or any kind of dirt, you'll see little rocks, which is pretty normal. You don't have to worry about those because, of course, when you put it in the ground, it's going to have rocks anyway. So it's just going to be here. Okay. All right, perfect. So this is as good as it's going to get, which is fine. I wish I had some aluminum foil. I'm not aluminum foil, wow. I wish I had some saran wrap, because then I'd show you how to make a little miniature greenhouse with this, so that you can make sure that its little ecosystem that you're going to create for it is nice and sunny, nice and moist, and it'll work perfectly. And then once they start sprouting, you just poke a couple holes at the top so it can breathe. But this, I don't want it to spill, so I'll just try this. Hold on. All right. Hey, there it is. So this is what it's going to look like before you go ahead and put the seeds in. So I'm going to use some Roma tomatoes. I do like the beef ones, the beefy ones, and the bigger the better because they're good for sandwiches and things like that. But these are good if you are making chilies, spaghetti sauces, salsa, things like that. These are really good and they taste good. So I'm going to do the Roma. I don't have a particular seed brand that I use. I just use whatever I see. If I happen to be somewhere and I see something that catches my eye, then that's what I plant. That's what I buy. Let me just make sure I have the right side for the tomatoes. And then I'm going to do 1 seed per compartment. So because this is an 18 tray, then I will have 9 tomato seedlings, Roma tomato seedlings, and 9 pepper seedlings. I'm going to see in just a second what kind of pepper it is because I'm not sure. But let me get 9 seeds. They're so small and so delicate, you have to be very, very careful. So let's see. And 1, 2, oops, that's not a seed. So, or is it? Oh, it is. Oh, it's so tiny. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. I thought I dropped it. That would have been hilarious. Everywhere I would have just had to sweep it up and just, oh well, buy some more. So this is what the seeds look like. These are the tomato seeds. This is how they look. Now one day I'll also show you how to harvest your own seeds with your own vegetables, but today's not the day. So I'm going to put a little hole. I'm going to actually move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm going to put a little hole in the center of each one. Putting it a little deep because I'm going to cover it with the dirt that's already there. Okay. And this is, again, the Miracle Grow that I use, moisture wick. So it keeps the moisture in for a very long time. So, you don't have to overwater things. So you can save on your water, conserve it. You're not worried. It releases the water as it's needed. So you don't have to worry about the feet getting wet, the roots getting overly saturated, and then you drown your plant. So there. Now 1 for each one. Right where, oops, that bounced. So let me put that in there. There. Right where I put it, right inside the center. Then I just do a little cover with the dirt. Just a light cover. You don't want to tamp it down too much because you want it to be able to come through. Today I don't have music playing. Normally I do, but I have something else going on with my phone. So it's playing something different in another room. So probably tomorrow, because I do plan on getting back on tomorrow and doing something different. All right, so I've got 6 down. Like I said, a light covering works. Oh, let's see what this, okay, good. I can break this now. It was just not working for me. All right, there you go. So I've got those 9 tomato plants, well, tomato seeds started. So now I'm going to get out the pepper seeds. Now these are Bell Color Mixes. It's from the same brand that I got the Roma tomatoes from, and they are called Livingston Seed. Okay. I do know that they work. These seeds germinate. I used them before. So now these seeds are a little bigger. I need 9, so let's see how many that is. That is, oh, that's 8. I need 1 more. Oh, nope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put that back in there. Alrighty. Put that to the side so I can wrap those up and put them in 2 Ziploc baggies. That's where I keep my seeds so that they last longer. And I don't have to rebuy seeds like every year. Because a lot of companies want you to do that for the money. And if you just store them properly, you don't have to do that. So let me do this and in the middle for the pepper plants now. Okay. And if you do it like this, how I'm doing it, I'm putting the holes in first and then I put the seed in and cover it, then you already know where you've been and you don't double seed it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you want to see how healthy the seeds are so that you know how healthy the plant will be. Okay. Alrighty. And a light cover. And a light cover. And break that down because I knew that was dirt. So a light cover. Oh, I don't know. Nope. See, that's why you got to be careful when you're doing this, just to make sure you're not covering the seed up with a rock. Now, it could sit beside a rock with no problem, but you don't want to cover it up with a rock, of course, because then it won't grow, because it can't get beyond the rock. Alrighty. So, there. And then I will go and get some water because I thought I had some, but I got some bottled water. across from me that I will use. And it is fine. It is spring water. So it will actually do my plants wonderfully. They will be given the minerals and the nutrients that they need from the water itself. And then I don't have to worry about any kind of extra additives. So it's just Save-A-Lot, spring water. That was it. So I'm going to do this easily. I don't want to oversaturate them because I don't want them to drown. So just a little. Okay. All right, so now I've got all of the tomatoes done, watered, planted. Now I'm doing the peppers. See, I make a lot of, well, I used to make a lot of chilies, especially in the winter months. I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start doing that again. Because I love homemade chili. And when I make chili, I love to eat it with cornbread. And I have rice at the bottom of the bowl. I have the chili on top. Have cornbread with it. It is like awesome. And then I love pasta. Like, oh my goodness. I'm going to also start canning again. My grandmothers, both of them, taught me how to can. But I never really just did it. So I'm going to start doing that. Because if my garden grows like I want it to, I'm going to need to. So now, I have them all watered. They're not oversaturated. I don't think. Hold on. Well, that one is. It looks like it. It's shaking. But that's okay. I just know that I won't have to water for a while. What you do is you just put it in put it on a level surface where it'll get a lot of light. That way, when they do start to sprout, I'm telling you, if I had some saran wrap, probably tomorrow, I'm going to go to the probably Dollar Tree and just get some saran wrap and cover it up. That way I know it'll create its own little terrarium, own little greenhouse, and it'll have that greenhouse effect where it will stay warm. It'll quickly germinate the seeds, and they'll be nice and healthy. I'll get some toothpicks too and just stick like a toothpick here in a corner, these two corners, and then probably one here and one here. And then that way the saran wrap can sit on top and it'll have like some area for the, room for the seedlings to grow. But that is it for today. Just how to start seedlings for your outside garden, or even if you want just a potted garden, you can still start the seedlings here, and then that way the ones that are strong you can place where you need them to be, whether in a pot or whether in the ground, and you don't have to worry about wasting your time if the seed doesn't actually germinate in a large area. Next time we do something, I will have all that I need before I start. Probably have everything started beforehand too. But again, potting soil, the seeds that you want to actually grow, the fruit or the vegetables that you want for the season, or even the flowers or like bushes or berry bushes or things like that. You can do the same thing. You just need a little bigger containers for the bushes. And then some water. I suggest spring water when you're doing seedlings. It's a lot better for them. And then, a container, whether it's disposable or something that you can recycle. This is going to be recycled for a very long time. And then, of course, something to poke your holes. I have bamboo skewers. You can use toothpicks. You can use pens, pencils, whatever it is that you have on hand. And, just make sure your area stays clean. I have paper towels for that. It's an easy cleanup. It's dirt. You put it back in wherever the dirt came from. And then the seeds, of course, that you want. With the seeds, make sure you're only using one per compartment if you're using the egg tray. And then you just take the seed pack. This is the one with the peppers. And you don't tear a big hole or anything like that. I just lifted the lip of it a little bit. I'm going to fold it back over, and then I'm going to fold it. And this is going into the Ziploc bag with the rest of the seeds, and then that Ziploc baggie is going into a bigger Ziploc baggie so that I can keep them. They stay fresh. They don't dry rot or anything, or just rot. Now I'm going to do the tomatoes. This one I did open all the way because I was distracted. So I'm just going to fold it over. There you go. Seeds folded. And I'm going to do some more. Not with you guys, but you've got the gist of what I needed to show you. I'm going to start some Blue Lake bush green beans, some cucumbers. I hate the taste of cucumber, but it is so good for you, topically and internally. And then if you're like me and you were diagnosed with high blood pressure, they actually help combat blood pressure. It helps to lower your blood pressure by eating them on a regular basis. So I've forced myself to eat them. So I'm going to grow them. Maybe that'll make me want to eat them more because I actually did it myself. But I'm going to do some zucchini and some yellow squash and some Brussels sprouts. My kids love a couple of my kids love Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to grow those. And I'm going to grow some herbs. And I'm going to maybe try a melon. I'm not quite sure which one. And I'm also going to I'm going to go to Sam's Club and also probably Home Depot or Lowe's because I want to take a peek at some of their berry bushes. There's also a place, Walmart. There's a Walmart about 15-20 miles away from where I live. I've got a lot near me, but they don't have the greenhouse that this one does, about 15 or 20 miles away from me. And I'm going to see if they have bushes because when I went there last year, my husband took me last year, and we were actually going somewhere else, but we stopped at Walmart just, for a few minutes. They had berry bushes, and they were so healthy. I was so surprised. They had a really beautiful greenhouse. So I'm going to, see if that one has some too. Maybe they're more cost efficient for me or effective for me. But that is it tonight. I will see you again later. See you again next time. I do want everyone to remember that for every 100 subscribers, someone will win a gift from Melissa's Magical Creations. So whether it's a homemade body basket, so that would be soap, shea butter, hair oil, bath salt, things like that, or a dream catcher, a handmade dream catcher by myself, or even a Afghan. So if you don't know what an Afghan is, it's a crocheted blanket, anything, a sachet, a medicine bag, anything. There's a lot of things that I do with Melissa's Magical Creations, and I will, depending on who it is that wins, I will get a gift that I am led to gift that person. And it's, of course, it's going to be beautiful. It's all handmade, and it'll be something that you will cherish. So for every 100 subscribers, just know someone will be winning a prize. And I, again, want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And I also want you to get your friends and your family to watch, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And you'll be notified each and every time that I upload another video. So you all be happy, be blessed, and be healthy. Make sure you make the right decisions, and make sure that you do for you. You are more important than anyone else, because without you, the ones who are depending on you will be lost. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time.